Hi, everyone.
Hello,
I'm Kathleen,
I'm Nancy.
and we are
On
on
the
the needles.
Episode 8. Double fours,
Yeah.
5 and 3. Oh, I can't show my hands because I was
Uh,
dying and I had a glove blowout. I
oh,
have dark all around my fingernails.
Dyer's hands.
Dyer's hands.
Oh, well.
So, how is everybody?
Hopefully great.
Hopefully
Honestly,
great.
we're recording on a Monday, so I don't know about you, but I don't quite think I've had enough coffee yet. I'm a little bit recovering from the weekend. So.
Uh-oh. What'd you guys do?
We did a virtual scrapbooking class all day Saturday, which was super fun.
I'm gonna adjust.
And then on Sunday, we did pretty much nothing. We watched football all day.
Seahawks?
And knitted. We did watch the Seahawks.
I sent a message.
Awesome.
Yeah, I sent a message to Scott from On the Needles because he lives in Minnesota.
Uh-oh.
And I can't remember if he watches football or not. I know he's told me, but I just kind of let him know how we were going to kick their asses in Minnesota, the Seahawks.
Yeah.
And then for a moment there, I thought, I'm going to have to retract that message.
Yeah, that they pulled it out.
Oh, what a game. What a game.
So fun. I love being a Seahawks fan. It's so exciting. What else? What else did you do this weekend?
What did I do? Well, I had an amazing sale. So thank you to everybody that placed an order.
Mimi got in on that.
Mimi got in.
Pretty excited.
Yeah. And I'll show you the colorway. It's a new colorway when we get to shop news.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show that. So I didn't do much. Last weekend I went to our one-day knitting retreat. And that was fun. I was there pretty much from 9:30 in the morning until about 6:15 is when I left, and it was getting dark and I was getting cold.
Yeah.
So, and you guys showed up, but you can talk about that.
We did, yes.
Because you were going.
Yeah, we were going. I talked about last podcast, I think, that we were going to go meet a couple of our Seattle knitting friends in the middle of the state at a really neat resort, but we got a phone call on the way there that they had a COVID positive person in their kitchen. So we didn't go, and it was sad, but we were glad to be able to join all of our friends here at our one-day knitting retreat, and that was really fun.
Yeah, the gal Rena hosted. She is an amazing
host and cook, and
she made, I think, homemade scones and
we got there in the afternoon,
so
we missed
lemon
out
curd
for
breakfast.
Wow.
And then for our evening meal, supper, she did some awesome pulled pork and homemade coleslaw, and she had it on wasn't Kaiser roll? What?
Like brioche or something?
Brioche.
Yeah.
As a knitter, you would think I would know that. And it was amazing. And that's why I said I could never host, because I can cook a meal, but Rena, hands down, has us all beat.
Well, and she worked at Williams-Sonoma for a few years, so she has all of the super posh serving dishes and appliances, and I mean, she's an awesome cook. She'd be an awesome cook anyway, but.
So that was really fun.
Yeah.
And then what else did
you go out to Chris's?
On Saturday.
On Saturday?
I did not.
No.
I took some time Saturday and Sunday and spent with my mom.
Oh, good.
We have an ongoing card game, and she's still winning.
Uh-oh.
I told her we're going to start playing for money, though. We're going to do
hilarious.
That. So I didn't. Did you go?
No, because we were doing our scrapbook thing, so we just did that on all day Saturday. Well, Mimi actually had to work on Saturday, so I did the scrapbooking thing, and then she came after. And then we were gonna think about going in the morning, but we didn't. But it sounded like people really showed up, and that's at Knit the Studio at our local yarn shop. And she just has started opening for a few hours every other Sunday. She's Saturday, I'm sorry. So she's open Tuesday through Thursday, and then every other Saturday for a while. So that's great, because people, I think want to go out there.
They want to go out there. In fact, she asked me to do a truck show November 2nd out there.
Oh,
so,
great.
Those of you that live in town, come on out and support Chris. She's probably going to have some new yarns by then. I know she's got some new samples. She's been knitting up a storm, although she does anyway.
Yeah, she does. She's a crazy fast knitter.
So what are you wearing?
Well, this is my super simple summer sweater, and I finished it not too long ago and blocked it. I really just steamed it because I didn't want it to get any bigger. But I'll stand up here and show you the sides. Are so cute.
Oh,
and it's got this split hem on it. And I'm really happy with it. I was telling Nancy earlier, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so hot because this is that Woolfolk FÅR, and it is very cozy, so soft, but it's a worsted or Aran, and it's just
really got a nice halo.
Yeah,
if you really didn't know better, you'd say there was some.
Yeah, and it's just a merino, and it's a chainette construction, and it gets this beautiful halo on it. It pills, but it cleans up really easily. So I'm glad to have finished this because it is definitely turning sweater season here. Yeah. And then I had this. I brought this. It's called the Glimmer crop, and this isn't even mine. It's Mimi's. She knitted it, but I blocked it, so I have some ownership on it, right? And I think I will borrow it. But isn't that so cute? So
cute. Now, did she add length to hers?
No, she didn't, but she wanted a little more length. So that's one of the reasons I brought it. I think I got like 3 inches out of this.
Yeah. It just looks
when
longer.
I blocked it because she wanted a little more length. And I got it. I soaked it for about, I don't know, a half an hour or something with, in just room temp water with EweKnit, or soak maybe. And these are the sleeves. It's really cute. And I just stretched the crap out of it. I mean, it was pretty wet, so I put it down and stretched it to the width that she wanted, and then I put my blocking wires in, and then a couple of pins to keep the width, and then I just stretched it down. And I
had visions of rip.
No, this yarn. This is the Fibre Company Arranmore Light.
Is that what that is? I was going to ask. It feels
so. It's tweedy.
Yeah, I was going to say you can feel the tweediness if that's possible. But.
So I love the colors she picked. So she got these also at Chris's, and it's Fibre Co. Arranmore Light. It's a DK weight yarn, and the color. I mean, you can see the colors are just beautiful. She was a little bit worried that this turquoise wouldn't show up against the blue, and it kind of does. It does more in real life than it's showing on the camera.
Oh yeah,
but
you can see it.
It's really pretty, and it's really pretty with the yellow. So so I'm gonna borrow this.
I think that is cool.
Yeah. So what about you? What's your finished?
My finished, well, I was working hard. So, I have to get to my notes. So, what I'm wearing is the Throwback by Andrea Mowry, and it's just a little shorty cardigan.
So cute.
And if I had done Ravelry, and we all know I don't do Ravelry, I could have put the yarn in, but I know that it's shepherd's wool, and
I love shepherd's wool. So
I
soft.
do too. And I'm pretty sure I got this at the studio, our local yarn store. If not, I got it at her niece's store in Coeur d'Alene, Knit. And then, obviously in the red, and then I have cream, kind of a sky blue, and a gray. So, I really, really like it. This was my first ever steek.
Oh.
And I did this at a retreat. I think I did a crochet reinforcement, and then I cut it and steeped it, and I think I crocheted at the retreat, did the reinforcements, but then I didn't steek it till I got home, and I love it. I love the sweater. I love the design. I'm still thinking that I'm going to do the throw over, which is the pullover that goes with this. But yeah, so I love it. It's cozy. It does pill too. In fact, that's why I was a little late getting show notes done for the show. I had the gleaner out and I
can't
shaving.
Find my gleaner. I have no idea where it is. And
maybe it's with my masks.
Maybe
I can't find my masks, so I'm sure that they're with your gleaner.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So anyway, this is what I'm wearing. I finished my City Limits sweater. This thing is like a big oversized sweatshirt. It turned out, it is so cozy and big, and I just thinking it's going to be awesome with leggings for football or anything. So it goes all the way down to the bottom.
So pretty. Oh, and you did a false seam.
Yeah, it's got, now this can be done reverse stockinette or normal. And I did mine just with the right side out, but it has up the sides.
Oh,
it's got this little stitch detail. So it really shows when you do on the reverse side. Not so much on this side. And I think, you know, basically I could wear it either way if I make sure my ends are tied in good.
Yeah.
So you don't see them. But so this is the seam going up the side, and then it matches the raglan decreases. So I used 5 colors in this. It's all Trilogy Yarns, and I used my plush base, which is my merino cashmere nylon, and I used fingering. So you carry 2 strands of fingering and 1 of mohair. So you're working with 3 strands at a time. But I started with Stormy Weather, which is the gray. And then I fade into, this is Midnight Cowboy here. So in this section, I've done a strand of Stormy Weather and a strand of Midnight Cowboy to fade it to that. And then it fades into Poison, which is down here. So this section here is a strand of Midnight Cowboy and a strand of Poison. And then it fades into Aurora Borealis. So this is Aurora Borealis. So in this section here, you're doing a strand of Poison and a strand of Aurora Borealis. And then it fades into Bad Boy Blue. And I ended up just doing Bad Boy Blue. I never did it by itself. I carried it with the Aurora Borealis because it was too long. At that point, it was getting too long. I haven't blocked this yet. I may try to do some dryer management if it grows too much when I block it. But you can kind of see. There's the fade on
really,
this.
So it's marled, really.
It's a marled fade.
2 different ones together.
Right.
To fade it. That's super cool.
Which was really nice because I didn't have to alternate skeins.
Yeah.
Because I had so much other stuff going on. But anyway, I got this done. I actually just wove in the ends this morning. I finished it last night.
Oh, man. So pretty.
And I haven't blocked it yet. And
you could just steam block it.
I might just steam block it.
And then you could steam out these.
Yeah.
You know, these.
Yeah.
Because when
they're like little welts.
That looks really nice when they're showing.
Yeah. So I love it. Just in time for the weather change.
Yeah.
So I finished that, and then I thought, I wanted to play with my new worsted, Superwash worsted yarn. So I just did a hat.
That is so
So
pretty.
this is the Rios beanie.
And what color is that?
This is teddy bear.
Oh, I love it.
And this is by Benjamin Matthews, this hat. So it's very cute. I love the detail, the little pattern. Cool. And then the crown decreases are done in a pearl.
Oh,
so there's the crown. I would put it on, but then I'd have to wear it for the whole show. So I am trying to decide. What do you guys think? Comment below.
I love it.
Pom-pom? No pom-pom. I don't know. I guess I could put it at the middle of the ground. I don't know who this is going to. The oldest girl said she liked it. She didn't like the color. The youngest one said she didn't care for the style. So I don't know. It might go into a gift box. If I don't put the pom-pom on it, it can be a good unisex gift.
Yeah.
So I don't do hats too often. I've got a couple of hats. And the only time I really wear them now is when I have to go out and push the snow blower. But when I was working at the schools and had outside recess duty, I'd wear hats then. But, you know, I just don't have hair for hats.
I know I have to let this front part of my hair hang out when I wear that, or else
otherwise you look like
does not look good.
Yeah. So anyway, that is what I finished.
Cool.
I had a very productive couple weeks.
You really did.
On my what's on my needles, but and so what's on your needles?
Well, I have got a couple of. I'm going to show this first. So I was trying to finish this, but I didn't get that far. This is my Dark and Stormy. And it has this very cool cable panel in the back. And it's knit with Cascade 220. And it's a Cascade 220 Heathers. And I think it's called Summer Night. And then on the fronts, it has that same kind of zigzag cable. And the part I really love is how it's by Thea Coleman, and how she designed it to have, this is 1x1 ribbing here, and then when you get to this cable panel, you do 2x2 ribbing, and it keeps the cable just kind of fades into the ribbing. So I'm almost done with that, and it's longer than I thought, so I'm going to have the same thing. I should have not done this last cable repeat, but it's okay. And then it also is a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be, because I did a 44, and I think, I don't know, my gauge got messed up or something, but it doesn't have a ton of room. I mean, it almost closes without even blocking it, but I still have to put on the shawl collar and the button bands, which are about this wide. So I'll have, they'll overlap. So I'll have another couple of inches. So it'll be nice. I can, wear stuff under it. And I think it'll be a favorite. I love the color. I love that.
And I love Thea Coleman. I've got one or two of her sweaters. I know one is a cabled cardigan. I'm trying to think. I might have two, but it's always fun to do her stuff because it's not just potato chippy, because you have cables, and so there's a little bit of a design element that sometimes you just need in a sweater,
right?
Just to break up the stockinette stitch.
And she has a couple of really cool all over cable patterns, which would be fun. I'm working on an all over traveling stitch pattern right now, that trellis top, which hopefully I can show a finished front or something next time, but it's a lot. I mean, each row takes a long time because you're crossing over just one stitch, so it's fun, but it's and then this I need to get going on, because this is that little sweater that I talked about last time, Fox, what's it called? Fox Baby Yoke sweater.
So tiny.
And so I've got this, this is a little, I guess that part is the front. So I've got this little border started, and then it has the panel with the little fox faces in it. And so that is coming up, and I mean, how tiny is that?
That is
just the cutest thing ever. So this is the first time I've done a yoke sweater from the bottom up, which I think in the round, which I think used to be fairly common. But so there are raglan decreases in this. You do a solid, after each little section is done, you do a solid row and do your decreases on that row. So it's going to have a pretty big neck hole, which it needs to for those little babies' noggins.
Yeah.
So, and then the baby sizes have a little button in the back so they can, oh, that's who knows where that came from. Got a little rogue
stitch marker.
And then I just cast it on. It is that vintage velvet it's from the book called Scarf Style. And it's this. So it's with this yarn called Munch, Muench, Touch Me. And it's a chenille yarn. It's so soft. But the trick to this sweater is that you knit this up, and it does. I've knit that. This is one I knit several years ago and gave to my mom, and I always kind of regret giving it to her. Sorry, Mom, because it is so cozy. So I thought I'd knit another one for myself, but this yarn is discontinued. So I bought it from someone off Ravelry who sold it to me for $1 a skein.
Oh my gosh!
Mean, how generous is that?
Yeah, I think it was like $15.99.
It was. It was really expensive. And when I worked at Interweave, this book came out called Scarf Style by Pam Allen. And I got to choose. We had so many great benefits. I got to choose a project, and so I got the yarn for this for free. But I want one for myself, and so I'm gonna make it in black. So I like have a total.
How many
Death Witch or something? 5.
Yeah.
And so you knit it, and then you soak it, and you stretch the crap out of it. It's really elastic when it's wet, and then you let it dry, and it gets this kind of crushed velvet look to it, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So that's on my needles, and I do have to say that it's not super fun to knit with this yarn, because I don't know if any of you have knit with chenille yarn, but it worms, they call it, WORM, and it just kind of twists on itself. And I think what I'm going to do is put it in a ball. It's in this kind of ball, kind of cake. I think I might just ball it up and put it in a yarn bowl, so at least it'll have some tension on it to keep it. If any of you have advice on how to deal with chenille yarn, let me know.
Well, I was going to tell you, when my husband was alive and we used to do, we traveled quite a bit. We were like little art gypsies. And we would knit and design stuff and go to the high-end art festivals and sold stuff and did that for a living. And I used to buy a lot of that Touch Me.
Oh, yeah?
And I made chemo hats that I would sell. And super, super soft. But, yeah, they worm like crazy. So,
yeah. That would be so nice. As a chemo hat?
Yeah, because I know when my husband went through chemo, his scalp was real sensitive.
Yeah.
And I had knit him some hats. And he didn't want them. He took like a fabric sewn jersey style was his favorite. But I know the ladies liked the chenille hat.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was fun. But yeah,
cool. So, well, that's it. That's what I brought. Yep.
Okay. Well, what do I have? A sock. You don't have any socks this week.
I don't have any socks this week. I know. I got to get this fox. I've been working like crazy on that dark and
stormy too. Yeah. So I just cast on a vanilla sock, and this is in the Felici, and this one is called 7 Seas. So
pretty.
Isn't that a pretty one?
Mm-hmm.
7 Seas. And I'm making it for my sister. I have quite a few socks done up for me, and some in the sock drawer. I'm sorry, guys. I have a hair.
Oh, no.
I have these masks. Still in COVID. But she has smaller feet. I think she wears like a size 6.
Oh.
So, yeah, I'm excited. So I just turned the heel. I did that yesterday. So I'm going to go up the leg. And so sock number 1 is almost done. They moved up here from California about a year ago. So, they need warm stuff through our winters. I got that. I have in my waxed field canvas bag. I cast on a new shawl. I'm going to have to pull the picture up on my phone. I didn't have it. And this is the Pure Joy by Joji Locatelli. Tangled. I am at the end of the row, but it is tangling on itself. So, and this is short row shawl. And I'm doing it in blush, the plush in the Trilogy Yarns, and then this really fun green. It's that limey green. Is part of a new colorway or a new collection I'm going to be doing, and I'll talk about. But that's my yellow green colorway. So yeah.
Which picture do you like, that one?
No, let's do the the first one, which is that one.
This one? Okay.
So it's just a like a asymmetrical crescent shape.
Oh, I'm messing it up. I'm really
Technology.
not doing it here. Oh, that might be a better way to do it. Maybe. Oh, I messed it up.
There. So it's kind of a nice oversized shawl. I know that I know Kevin, I think Ray did one too. Kevin and Ray on the Needles Needles at the Ready podcast have both done it. Yeah. So it's just short rows. So one side is getting quite wide. But I love it. It's
so pretty.
So fast.
I love that green and pink together.
I do too. So, and I cast this on actually at that one-day retreat. And so I'd had a drink.
Oh yeah, so here's the cast on.
Yeah, there's my cast on.
And then it's like just tiny on this side, and then...
So when I did this, though, I didn't read the instructions because why would I? So this is a little eyelet row in between the greens, and that's in the yellow, or in between the pinks, which is the yellow-green color. But here it is here. And
you didn't do the eyelets.
I forgot to do the eyelets. So mine is my own design element.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah. So I've got, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 more sections. So each row is getting longer, but it's just mindless. It's garter and
I love that.
Yeah. You can just work along.
Cool.
So there's the 2 colors. Green and the yellow. Oh, and then I have to show you something that was in my bag. So our friend Carmen came to the one-day retreat, and she had a little swag for all of us, and she got us the
it's Muffy the Beaver.
Muffy the Beaver pin from Grocery Girls. Isn't it cute? He's knitting away on a sock.
So cute. It's a leg.
Now, is this a fishnet? A fishing net?
No, that's a beaver tail.
Oh. City girl. Yeah. It just looked like, those nets. Because you see his little basket there.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, were those called creels? Fishing creels, the baskets?
Oh, yeah.
So I thought that was a fishing net.
Yeah, that's just a little tail. Or
her
tail.
So anyway, I've been working on that. And then last 2 weeks ago, I showed my cozy memories that I had picked up. And I had so much fun. I forgot how much fun it was to work on that I did a whole bunch more on.
Oh, cool.
I think I did.
Oh, wow.
Well,
look at that.
Here's like a row of this row to where it goes tall. And then half of this row.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Oh, it's looking so neat.
It's fun. I just was great.
This is all like leftover sock yarn.
This is all leftover sock yarn. None of it is Trilogy yarn. I'm going to do, actually, I think this one is Trilogy.
Now that
I'm trying not to do Trilogy yarns in it because I want to do one just of Trilogy. So I actually have 2 other scrappy blankets.
I like this one.
Which one is that? That's a Felici. So you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the ones that look like
the
little
stripy,
squares.
like this.
Yeah. So, because I've done a lot of
these.
Felici, socks. So
cool.
Yeah, so I did work on that. Now that it's cooling off, it's easier to have a blanket on my lap. In fact, I finally broke down and turned the heat on, but then I thought, my gosh, it is October.
I know, I guess it is. Okay. We had a nice long streak of warm weather.
But it was so late starting. You know, our summer didn't even start till after the 4th of July.
I was just so glad it stayed warm a little bit later. We had a few people out on the patio on Friday, and it was doable to sit out there for a while. So I don't know. I don't know if we can do it again, but
I don't know. It's supposed to kind of be rainy.
Yeah. Well, and we left our patio cushions out in the rain, and so now they're all in our utility room trying to dry out.
Oh.
So here's hoping. Yeah. Anything else on the needles?
That is all that I have worked on.
All right.
Yeah.
So you want to do favorites? Or what?
You know what? We can do both. I don't have a favorite. I have an acquisition that's a favorite now.
Okay.
But yeah, why don't you start?
Okay. I have a few things. My first one is this. Oh, can I get it to show up? Aveda hand relief. And I have a bunch of these in all of my different bags, and it is the best hand cream. It smells amazing, and it isn't like greasy, and I don't like that. I don't like that super heavy hand cream. So this is my absolute favorite, and I've turned a few people onto it, and I thought I would share it with all you guys so you could get some too. It's you can get it online, and we have an Aveda store here in Spokane. I know there's a lot of those all over the place, and you can get them there. These are just trial sizes, and I just like the trial sizes because they fit everywhere. And they have a really nice foot cream too, and a nice lip balm, and I get my shampoo there. I love the smells.
Does it come with someone to put the foot cream on?
No, unfortunately, it does not.
No.
But I think there's an Aveda salon here. But I did go to an Aveda salon in, Mimi and I went in North Scottsdale, and oh my God, you guys, it was heaven. They put you in these chairs that totally tilted back, and they put like an eye pillow over your eye and headphones on for music, and they did your pedicure. And every once in a while, this beautiful smell would come up, and it turned out that they were like spraying essential oil over you. It was, wow. I would get one of those once a week if I was a millionaire. So, okay, so I have 3 different ones. So this is my second one, and this is, Mimi won a gift basket from Knit the Studio for, finishing a knit along, and it might have been this Glimmer crop one, but anyway, she got these in there, and I was like, that's the coolest bag. What kind of bags are those? And they're Ziploc bags, you guys. You can get these, and they're just like they're thicker, and they are awesome little bags. And this one has a gusseted bottom, and they call them accessory bags. I looked on the website, and I just love them. I think they're so much fun. And for us, we do, the paper crafting, scrapbooking, and knitting, and I just thought perfect for, because I do like to be able to see through. Like, I like a mesh bag, so I can see through, and you kind of can see through these. I mean, they're translucent. The lighter ones, and they have all kinds of different designs. Super fun. I have not seen them in the grocery store, but I'm sure you can get them online, like everything.
So, do they come in?
They come in sets of several different ones. You get several different ones in packages.
Do they come bigger than that?
I think they do come bigger than this. Yeah. So anyway, I thought those were super cool.
Those are cool.
And then this is going to look familiar. This is, Carmen was so cute, and she got progress keepers too, and we were allowed to.
Flipped.
Oh. There. I was wondering why it wasn't showing up. So we got to choose progress keeper or a pin. And I read a little bit about this when I chose it as a favorite, and apparently they put they're kind of glasses that they wear. And let me see your pin again. And they have a Joji hat, a Joji design hat, and a Tracy design sock, and then one of the Mrs. Brown's bags in there. So I just thought that was very cute. So we're all Muffy the Beavered out accessorized in our knit group. But I thought that was so cute of Carmen to do that. These little pins or even these little bags would make such a great gift for your knitting friends, I think.
Yes, Christmas is coming up.
Yeah, and so you can put one of these in there and they'd be super psyched. Cool. Okay, so I gotta maybe kind of stop bringing more than one favorite because I'm gonna run out. Although, who's kidding who? I have so much.
So I have 2 acquisitions and 1 favorite, and I'm going to start with acquisitions first. So last time we podcast, I told you that I had gotten the Chalgu minis, the 3 and the 4. No,
3 and 2.
2 and 3, the littlest ones. Yeah, 3 and 2 in the smaller. And the medium sizes. I should.
There's 2-inch tips and 3-inch tips, and they go from size 4 to 8.
4 to 8. Yes,
that's so you get them in both length sizes 4 to 8.
Because we all know that I'm a 9-inch circular for my socks, and for sleeves I'll do 16, 12, 9, whatever I need to do, so I don't have to do magic loop.
I'm gonna do the dark and stormy sleeves on a 12. I'm going to try to do a 12 and that.
It's so much
9,
easier.
Yeah.
So I bought those, and then I was working on this City Limits, and I just thought the needle I was using for the body, I was only using a 24-inch, so my stitches were pretty bunched up, and I didn't have a larger fixed circular in the size I needed. So I went out to Knit in Coeur d'Alene and treated myself to the Chalgus. So this is just, and this one was sets 2 through 8. You can buy more and put them down.
Oh yeah, you can get the.
Yeah. So I'm loving these. So I did the City Limits on these, and then I'm also doing that Pure Joy, that shawl with Chalgus. So
and they come with several lengths of cables.
They do, and then I bought some extra ones too.
Yeah. So with Chalgus, now this set is only the small join, but if you get the full set, after you go up to a size 9, they are the large needles, and so they have a thicker screw that goes into the cable, and so there's large cables and small cables, so you have to be aware of that when you're getting individual needles and cables to make sure you get the right size cable for the right size needle.
Yeah,
just a tip for Chalgus.
So my other acquisition, which is also my new favorite, is sitting right over there. It is my electric yarn winder. I mentioned that I wanted to get one after doing the Halloween Advent calendar, and with yarn being hard to get, it's really hard to get the minis already done up. So I think I did over 1,000 mini skeins that I had to make. So that was caking them up in a ball, and then I have the reskeiner, I've talked about it before, up there, where I can put the ball then on a scale, and I can make my 20 gram minis. So that is my new toy. It's my new favorite. It doesn't go super fast, but I guess that's okay because I can put something on there, get it twisting, and I can, go in the kitchen and
you don't have to watch it.
Eat lunch.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch it.
There.
It does. If there is a snag in the yarn, it'll catch and it'll stop. I'm loving it. So working on the holiday advents, which I'll talk about later. And so it's nice being able to use that and save my wrist from, all that winding.
Yeah.
So
cool.
yeah. So I think that is my new acquisitions.
All right. I don't have any acquisitions that I brought with me.
That you brought, or that
Well,
don't
I don't think
have
I have
any
new stuff.
Oh,
I brought the newest stuff last time.
Mm-hmm.
So
nice.
So
okay, that brings us to our knit along.
Oh, knit along, right?
So our knit along finished September 30th, and we drew for winners on October 1st, and we had 2 winners. One prize was the Knit One and Done mug, which is right there. We haven't sent it out yet, but it'll be going out soon. So that, plus a skein of yarn of the winner's choice, and some other goodies we'll throw in there. So that was one prize, and that was, I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher your name. Sheila Mac, I think is her Ravelry name.
Mm-hmm.
And we reached out to her. She responded. She lives in Canada, and so she was really excited to win. I think she said she never wins anything.
Yeah, good.
And so yeah, and her post was post number 154. We didn't get permission to show their stuff, so I don't know that we should.
Yeah, but if you say the post number, people can go look at it.
So it was post number 154. And then we also was going to do a drawing, or did a drawing, for one of my holiday advent calendars to the winner. And that was if you used Trilogy yarn for your one skein. And so this is, I think it's Pin Design. Pindezign. I hope I'm saying that right. And she was post number 184. She had done a cowl with my unicorn farts.
Oh, fun.
And the worsted weight. And it was cool. Really pretty.
But we haven't heard from her yet.
Yeah,
so Pin Design, if you're out there, you are getting an advent calendar.
Yeah,
so
and I'll reach out to you again. Because you'll be getting your own advent calendar for the year.
Is super exciting.
But that was really fun. We had fun. We did it with other podcasters, and I would love to do another knit along. So I don't know if anybody has any desires they want to do a knit along. And nobody's doing what they want. Pardon me.
Another hair.
I think no, that's mohair from the sweater. Comment down below and let us know. If you want to do. We could do anything: sweater, shawls, socks, hats, cowls. But if you have any suggestions, knit alongs are kind of fun. It forces us to get stuff done, but that was a fun one.
Yeah, it was really fun. So
okay, so that.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, number post wise, it's on our On the Needles, a knitting podcast Ravelry group. So you can look there, and it's the Make One and Done Knit Along thread. And you can see what everybody did and get some ideas if you have the one skein projects, especially for gift knitting.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Shop news.
Shop news. I have some new colors. Let's see what I have here. I have 3 new colorways this week. And these are all done on my Glamorous base, but they are available on any base, with the exception of my Superwash worsted. I have non-Superwash worsted, but yarn is kind of in limbo right now. I got a message from one of my suppliers, and the shipment company's software got hacked, and so they don't know what's going where. I don't know. That's what they said.
That's scary.
That is scary. They could just deliver it to my house.
Yeah, why not? Let you have first dibs.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
A couple containers in my backyard.
Oh boy.
So, but I did these on my Glamorous base, which is a Superwash Merino, 80%, 20% nylon, and 100% luscious. Oh, speaking of, I did get a new shipment of Merino cashmere nylon yarn, and usually the percents are supposed to add up to 100%.
Right.
So I got the best yarn ever. It was 85% superwash merino, 15% cashmere, and 10% nylon. So it was 110% of wonderfulness.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I looked at that. I looked at one of the other packages, and I thought, well, that doesn't equal 100%. So,
gosh, that's
I guess after you spend so much money with them, they give you the
they give you the
good
stuff.
You the
supersonic. Yeah.
So this one is called Mommy's Kisses.
That's really pretty.
Isn't that pretty? So it's in. It's got some salmons and some reds and pinks and purples.
Like a raspberry pink and orange. It looks like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really pretty.
I don't know whose mom wore purple lipstick. I don't think mine did, but maybe
they wore pink and red.
Pinks and reds and oranges. So that's Mommy's Kisses. This is the Halloween colorway. This one is It's the Great Pumpkin.
Oh man, that's so
it's
cool.
got all your pumpkin patch colorways, your different oranges, your greens,
just super
your
fall.
browns. Yeah. So It's the Great Pumpkin. And this one is really fun. This one is called Oil Slick.
It just looks exactly like the colors in an oil
I know.
slick.
When I had it in the pan, I thought, this really does look like an oil slick. So this is really a nice one. It's got, the base is a really light gray, and then it's got every color that you would see in an oil slick.
Yeah.
Oops, almost dropped it. So
that's been like a hot ticket because Mimi ordered a sweater quantity
and
of it.
Carmen ordered a sweater.
And Carmen ordered it. And I think she's going to do the Weekender,
yeah, with it.
And Mimi's going to do some sort of sweater she's had in her queue forever. And Nancy brought that to our one-day retreat for people to play with, and it was just, everyone fell in love with it.
Carmen knit a swatch up.
Yeah.
It was really nice. So I think my next sweater is going to be either DK or Sport Weight. I have an idea. It's just going to be a real basic pullover. But I don't know. I'm almost thinking of oil slick.
Oh yeah.
There's a couple colors I've kind of, I don't know how people do it that have to go to a website and order, because I have to look at it and I have to think and But so oil slick was new. So those are the new colors I've got. I did start up a new monthly club, which is Pride and Prejudice Club. It is a full skein of my merino cashmere nylon DK, and if you're lucky, you're going to get the 110%.
Ooh, I might have to sign up for that.
Because that's actually what I'm using.
Yeah.
So it's a one skein a month, and it's 231 yards to 100 grams. Unique colorways based on Pride and Prejudice, the show. So that is a 3-month subscription. It is an ongoing subscription like my sock club is. So if you purchase it and you get 3 months and you like what you got and you want to continue, you just need to resubscribe.
Yeah, Nancy doesn't automatically resubscribe you. You get to choose.
No, just think. I would probably go to jail.
No, if you said that's what happened, then you could do it.
People
do that all the time.
Actually, now that I think about it, Netflix does that too.
I know, yeah.
And also, the Princess Bride Sock Club I'm having a lot of fun with that. I'm sorry for the crinkles. This is last month's, and I think that everybody has it by now, so I'm going to show, this is kind of an idea of what you're going to get each month. So it's my Glamorous base, which is an 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and then you get a 25-gram mini in a coordinating color. So this one is mostly dead.
I love that.
So isn't that fun? So the colors, unfortunately, they're more of they're Halloween colors.
Yeah.
Kind of a slimy green and such. But
it's got like some chartreuse and some dark and
some purples and oranges.
Yeah.
So for the Princess Bride Sock Club, those go out. They usually go out around the 20th, between the 20th and the 25th each month. So you get them by the first of the month. They're again a 3-month subscription, ongoing. I think I'm not sure if I'm on month 5. I think I'm going on month 5.
Oh, cool.
And it just every month I just keep getting more and more.
Good.
It's just fun. And you don't have to do a sock. You could do a hat. You can do a cowl. You can just do whatever you want with it. So, yeah,
really cute.
So that is the Princess Bride.
We went to one fun thing we did not this weekend, but the weekend before was we went to the drive-through that's been set up at our fairgrounds, and drive-in movie, and so it was so fun, so super fun. And you tune to a station on your radio, and it was perfect. The screen was amazing. The sound was amazing. Everyone there was great, masked. All they had concessions. It was so much fun. But they showed the Princess Bride, and so when I saw that color, I'm like, "Oh my god, I love that part!"
Yeah,
mostly did.
So, I have a couple ideas for November's prompt. I'm still kicking around which name I'm gonna do, but I have some ideas for colorways, and there again, those are exclusive. Maybe in a year from when I do them in the club, they may become part of my inventory, but I don't know. It's kind of nice to just get something that's just exclusive that nobody else can get. And then also the holiday advent. Let's see, what are we? We're the middle of October.
Right.
I will probably close that.
You said in the email you would close it at the end of the month.
Yeah, I may go through the first week of November. It just depends. But plan on the end of the month. That way I can get them shipped out mid-month of November.
Mm-hmm.
And that is 24 20-gram minis and then a full 100-gram skein of sock weight. It is in my 80-20 blend. And if any of you got the Halloween advent or have seen on Instagram, there's always going to be a little something extra in the bag. So it's kind of fun.
It's really fun.
Don't
we
think
have so much fun opening ours.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do chocolate again though, because well, maybe
this
for
winter.
Christmas. Yeah, maybe I'll do chocolate. I don't know, but I've been getting some really fun goodies for that. So yeah, sign up for that. And one last thing, and I'm not going to show any colors yet. I have been dyeing them up. I'm going to be doing a whole new colorway grouping, and it's going to be the Crayola colorways. So I'm dyeing up yarns based on crayons, the colors of crayons. So I may upload those, do a shop update, not this weekend, maybe next weekend. So if you follow me on Instagram at Trilogy Yarns, you'll be able to see when I do the update. But I'm having a lot of fun. All the names from the crayons when I was little.
I hope you do Burnt Sienna. That was my favorite.
Sienna, isn't that a nice one?
I love that one.
Yes. And so we went out. I don't have crayons. So we went out and got a 64 pack, but I guess there's a 96.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know. Don't go crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to stress myself out. So anyway, that'll be coming to the shop, like I said, in about a week and a half.
Are they all solids, or is
they
that
are
too much
solids?
To you? Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I'm
no,
super
it's going to be
for
solid
that.
colors.
Awesome.
Yeah. I do a lot of variegateds. In fact, somebody said to me, "Oh, do you do solids?" And it's like, yeah, I guess I just focus more on variegateds. But yes,
that'll be great because then you can mix, mix and match them with the more solid with the variegated.
Yes.
For projects. Cool. I can't wait to see those.
So,
is that it?
Is that it? I don't know.
Seems like it. We are proud of ourselves for staying under an hour. That was one of our things we thought we might want to do, just to make it so it wasn't a huge commitment for our viewers. So, all right. Well,
we want to thank all the new subscribers. So if you like what you see and you want to see more, like, subscribe, leave a comment. You can hit the little notification. You'll get a little notification when we upload again. But
which will be probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got to do the show notes still.
Yeah.
So I'll close us out by saying, support your local yarn shop, wear your mask, stay safe and healthy, and thank you so much for watching.
And vote.
I didn't wear my pin this week.
You did.
I forgot my
pin.
I
got my ballot.
Don't forget to vote.
Like, we got our ballots because Washington is a vote by mail state anyway.
Right.
But I had heard that the ballot boxes won't be open till the 20th.
No, they're open.
That's what, yeah. So
the ones at libraries are anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway, we ruined our ending. But anyway,
we'll start over again. Sorry.
No,
so
no, I don't need to. Yeah. Okay, everybody, stay safe and healthy, and we will see you in a couple weeks.
Thanks. Have a good fortnight.
Bye. Bye.